Everyone is obsessed with morning routines. Wake up at 5 a.m., drink lemon water, cold showers, journal, meditate. But here's the problem. Your mornings don't actually begin when you wake up. It begins the night before. Because if you spend your evenings scrolling, binge watching Netflix, or staying up till 2 a.m., you are not waking up tomorrow. You are simply continuing yesterday. And no morning routine can fix a night that's already ruined. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 habits that completely transformed my nights and made my mornings productive almost automatically. One of the biggest reasons why we procrastinate has nothing to do with laziness. It has everything to do with friction. Every obstacle between you and the task that you need to do makes it less likely that you will actually do it. That's why every night before I go to bed, I spend a few minutes cleaning and organizing my desk. I put away the books and papers I no longer need. I remove unnecessary clutter and leave out only the things that I will need for my first work session the next morning. When I wake up, there's nothing to think about and nothing to clean. I can simply go and sit down and just begin working. Compare that to waking up to a messy desk covered with notebooks, cables, and random distractions. Before you have even started working, your brain is already thinking, I should probably do some cleaning first. And that tiny bit of resistance is often enough to kill your momentum before it ever begins. The second way that I remove friction is by spending 5 to 10 minutes planning the next day. Instead of hoping you'll make good decisions tomorrow, make them tonight. Ask yourself, what time am I going to wake up? When am I going to the gym? What work needs to get done? When will I read? Then write it down. Give your day a structure before your day begins. Because when you wake up with a clear roadmap, you don't waste mental energy deciding what to do next. You simply follow the plan that you have already created. But if you wake up without a plan, you are left at the mercy of your impulses. You check your phone, you get distracted, and suddenly half the day has disappeared. A productive day isn't built by making dozens of good decisions in the moment. It's built by making just a handful of good decisions the night before. The final thing that I do before bed to remove friction is decide exactly what my first task will be the next morning. It's not vague goals like working on my business or being productive, but one very specific task. For me, I usually start my day with a deep work focus session, but I already know what I'll be working on before I go to sleep. Maybe it's writing the first draft of a YouTube script, editing a video, or researching my next idea. The decision has already been made. And this might seem like a small habit, but it eliminates one of the biggest productivity killers: indecision. Most people sit down to work and immediately start negotiating with themselves. Should I answer emails, work on a project? Maybe I should scroll for a few minutes first. By the time they have decided, they have already lost momentum. Instead, remove that decision entirely. Let your past self decide what your future self needs to work on. Then when the morning arrives, you don't waste time thinking. You simply sit down and execute. The second habit that I never skip is putting my phone on flight mode 30 minutes before I go to bed. I know it sounds simple, but it's one of the biggest upgrades I've made to my productivity. In the past, my sleep would get constantly interrupted by late night calls, random notifications, or messages. Even if I woke up for just a minute, falling back to sleep wasn't always easy, and a poor night's sleep almost always led to an unproductive morning. Also, when your phone stays connected overnight, you're much more likely to wake up wondering, oh, what kind of notifications did I get? And before you know it, you've started your day just going through your messages, emails, and scrolling through social media. But by keeping my phone on flight mode, I remove that temptation entirely. I know that there are no new notifications waiting for me, so instead of reaching for cheap dopamine, I can immediately begin the deep work I planned the night before. It's kind of funny that whenever I mention this habit to someone, they inevitably ask, but what if there is an emergency? I have been doing this habit for the last 4 years, and that situation has never actually arrived. The reality is that most late night calls and notifications, they are not urgent, they are just interruptions. And once people around you understand that your phone is completely unavailable at night, they naturally stop expecting an immediate response from you. Protecting your sleep isn't selfish. It's one of the highest returns investment you can make in your energy, focus, and productivity the next day. If you want to wake up feeling energized, your morning actually starts with signals you give your brain the night before. Around 90 minutes before bed, I begin dimming the lights in my room, lower the brightness of my screens, and turn on blue light filter on my screens. And I know this might sound kind of excessive, but there is a reason for it. Bright light, especially the one coming from your screens, tells your brain that it's still daytime. And as a result, it suppresses the release of melatonin. That is the hormone responsible for making you feel sleepy. You are basically confusing your internal biological clock, and that makes it harder to fall asleep, reduces the quality of your sleep, and leaves you feeling tired the next morning. By reducing bright light at night, you are allowing your body to better prepare to fall asleep. The second way to have a stable internal biological clock is eating your dinner at roughly the same time every evening, ideally 1 or 2 hours before bed. When it comes to meals, most people think only in terms of nutrition, but they forget that your meals are a powerful signal for your biological clock. When your meals happen at random times or you eat very late at night, your circadian rhythm becomes less predictable. Some nights you feel sleepy early, other nights you don't feel sleepy until much later. But when you keep your dinner time consistent, your body starts to expect sleep at a very consistent time as well. The final way to have a consistent biological clock is simply by keeping a consistent bedtime. Don't go to bed at 9 p.m. one night, then midnight the next, and 2 a.m. on the weekend. Every time you dramatically change your sleep schedule, you are forcing your body to constantly readjust its internal clock. I have made quite a simple rule for myself. I go to bed at the same time every single day, including the weekends. And after just a week of doing this consistently, you will notice something quite remarkable. As your bedtime approaches, you naturally start feeling sleepy because your body has learned exactly when it's supposed to wind down. I want you to take this one lesson and just etch it in your brain. Productive mornings aren't created by forcing yourself out of bed with 4 different alarms. In fact, if you have to force yourself out of bed, then you're doing something wrong. There's something that's just not aligned right and your body just doesn't feel good. Like, I don't remember the last time I used an alarm to wake up early. I follow these healthy guidelines and I go to bed early and naturally wake up pretty early feeling full of energy and motivation. Good, productive mornings are created by building a consistent circadian rhythm that allows you to fall asleep easily, stay asleep deeply, and wake up feeling genuinely refreshed. Most men try to become disciplined completely alone, and that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make. So I have built The Forge, a free community for men who are committed to becoming better versions of themselves. Men who are committed to becoming stronger, and not just physically, but intellectually and spiritually too. We share progress, keep each other accountable, and push each other to become better every single day. If that sounds like something you need, there's a link in the description. Join us. The final habit that has transformed my nights isn't about productivity at all. It's rather about perspective. Before I go to bed, I spend 5 to 10 minutes in prayer. Nothing long or complicated, it's just a simple moment to express gratitude for the day and reconnect with God and step away from the constant noise of everyday life. Prayers give me that opportunity to let go of the stress, the worries, the ambitions that have been occupying my mind throughout the day. Instead of ending the night thinking about deadlines, money, or the next thing I need to achieve, I end it by talking to the one who created me. It brings a sense of inner peace in you that no amount of scrolling or entertainment ever could. There's another reason why I value this habit so much. When you begin and end your day with prayer, you're constantly reminded of your highest priorities. It's easy to get consumed by your career, status, and material success, but prayers ground you in something far more important. It reminds you that your purpose isn't to simply accumulate more. Your purpose is actually to become a better person and live a life that is pleasing to God. And when your priorities are clear, everything else in life becomes easier to put into perspective.